What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Game Junction Podcast. We are here with a special guest today, and we have Gunther with Old School Gamer Magazine Live. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Doing good.
Doing well. Glad to have you here.
Really appreciate you guys having me on. I've been watching you guys just going like gangbusters on all the social medias, is going crazy, and been dying to talk to you guys. So thank you so much for having me on your show.
Yes, we're definitely excited and we appreciate it. We love to have, a variety of different people, and we love what you're doing. Old School Gamer. We can't wait to dive into some of these questions and just chat with you about some of this stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So we have got TimelessGamer.net sponsoring us again this week. TimelessGamer.net exists to inform and enlighten video game enthusiasts of all kinds. And we picked a special article this week.
Yes, so they talk about everything from older and newer stuff. So one of their articles this week was, here's what we want in the Nintendo Switch's successor. So they talk a little bit about what we would want in a new console.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I love that they're, covering everything retro and modern. And they do a little bit of everything. Arcade. I've seen pinball articles. They do it all. So it's right up our alley, and I absolutely love their website. So definitely.
Exactly.
So we'll go ahead and get started and learn a little bit about you, Gunther. I definitely love to pop in and watch what you're doing. I think it's really awesome. We got to chat a little bit last night about some of the weird stuff and kind of niche communities that there are with the arcade scene and Arcade 1-Up and the At-Games Legends and all that stuff. That stuff's crazy. I love what you're doing, and I love all of that stuff. So I'd love to kind of hear maybe a little about your origins and maybe how you got started with doing what you're doing now and all of that.
Sure. I guess I started back when Arcade 1-Up came around. When they started releasing cabinets, I started buying them. And I started finding little projects that I would upgrade and update the cabinets. I would make little things. I started coming up with ideas that, thought, man, maybe other people would want these as well. So then At Games came up with the Legends Ultimate cabinet. And I started joining Facebook groups, and there were more and more people that were joining the groups, and we were making tournaments and challenges and all this stuff, and we were hanging out and having a lot of fun, and we were just building a big community, basically, of guys that were hanging out and playing these cabinets. And we were realizing that we had this big community that everybody wanted to buy upgrade parts for this stuff. Well, it turned out that there was a guy, Sheldon, that had designed these shims for the trackballs on the At Games cabinet that reinforced them. What's funny is I had the same idea at the same time, but I was just using ballpoint pins where I was cutting them up and putting it in to reinforce the trackball. So I had a very rudimentary idea of it, but he had a full-blown version of it. So I contacted him and said, hey, man, I'll tell you what, I'll do the hard work. I'll give you a percentage of it. Let's team up and let's sell these things for real, because there's a real market here. There's a real thing here. We actually make a few bucks doing this, man. Let's do it. He said, yeah, let's do it. So we got together and we made our first product, what we called the Sheldon Shims. The Sheldon Sims, which that's his name, Sheldon Sim.
Yep.
Sheldon Sims Shims kit. And we sold thousands and thousands of those stupid things. And, that's kind of what we started doing. And then after that, I created the Snap-on Restrictor Kit, which was a restrictor that snapped on top of the At Games cabinet that gave you a 4-way restrictor or a 2-way restrictor for different games. And then I did the same thing for the iArcade and a couple other cabinets as well. And then from there, a bunch of different other products came from that. And then just grew. I've done other different shows. And then I met Ryan, who does Old School Gamer Magazine. I can pull up the website here, who does Old School Gamer Magazine. Once I met Ryan, I knew that there was a project here that was bigger than any one of us here. Old School Gamer Magazine is something that if we could all put a little bit of ourselves into this, it could be massive for all of us for years to come. Because Old School Gamer Magazine is more than just a magazine. It's videos, it's tournaments, it's so much stuff that we can make. It's auctions. It's amazing. It's a universe all centered around retro video games and turning those retro video games into modern competition. You know that what are you going to do now? You know, we're talking about retro video games. We play retro video games. Well, what do we do nowadays, right?
Yeah.
We're playing video games still, so we got to do something in the modern era. So that's what we are going to be talking about as well. We're revamping Old School Gamer Live. We're going to be, when we bring back the fall season, we're going to have some new stuff going on, and I'm not going to really talk too much about that just yet, but we're going to be bringing some new segments along with Old School Gamer. Can you guys still hear me? I heard some beeping and stuff going.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, I don't know how this Discord stuff works yet. But,
oh no, you're good.
Old School Gamer Live is going to do some expanding. We're going to add some new segments and stuff, and it's going to include some modern competition. We're going to be focusing on that, and it's just going to be an absolute blast coming up. And I know I talked to Brandon about that stuff a little earlier, and you expressed some interest in that stuff as well, because you were kind of flabbergasted when I showed you some of this stuff that I found.
Yeah.
That I never knew, I Golden Tee and Big Buck, we're like, yeah, you hear that stuff all the time, whatever. Until you really look at it, you're like, holy crap, that is really amazing what those guys have done with it.
Because it is. Yeah.
It's not just Big Buck now. They got Terminator on there. They got multiple other game franchises on there. So it's not just Big Buck. It's an absolute blast to play. They have multiple different tournaments, different challenges, all kinds of stuff. And that's just that cabinet. Then you move over to Golden Tee. Tons of stuff going over in that community. I mean, it's super cool stuff going on with these old retro brands. That's what's so cool about this. We're talking about retro stuff now. It's so cool to see what it's doing now. And so that's what we're doing with Old School Gamer Live.
Wow. I'm definitely excited to see how all that goes. I definitely have to check that out a little bit more. That sounds like some really cool stuff there.
Definitely, we want you guys to be involved as well. If you want to join in, we're going to be focusing on these players. We interview all the retro players from back in the day, the guys who made the games. We're going to be doing that with the modern stuff as well now, because it's all the same thing. We're talking about gaming, right? So, it's going to be, I think, really, really fun, really cool. And we're just focused on a family fun environment, because that's what these guys have done. If you watch the Big Buck stuff, they have women tournaments, they have children tournaments, they have pro tournaments for everybody. You should see. I watched the 2020 tournament today. The women cleaning up. It was hilarious. You should see these guys. They were so disappointed. It was awesome to watch. It really was. It was something else. So I'm very excited for fall season of Old School Gamer Live.
I think that it's just absolutely amazing that there is a community for everything. Absolutely everything. I went in a little bit of a deep dive on the Big Buck Hunter. And like on Reddit, there's a whole Reddit for all that stuff. But there's just so many people talking about Big Buck Hunter over the years. So I saw something dating all the way back to like 2013, and people are just talking about all these games and the new entries. I was just shocked that anybody cared. But I love those games in the arcade. Like, I am not into hunting. I did kind of grow up in the outdoors. I'm in that sort of rural area, but like the games, there was just something about the arcadey fun of those games. It could have been anything, right? Time Crisis and any of those games, even the bad ones like Carnival and yeah. So I just think it's phenomenal. I think it's so cool. I was super excited when Arcade 1UP, first announced that. I was just like, okay, all right, here we go. Now we're getting into the weird stuff, but the stuff that people really want, the sort of what is it, like arcade bar sort of, like the stuff that people really really want to play, that sort of thing. I just love it.
Yeah. And that's what's funny, man. We were coming back from Branson. We stopped at this place that we've never been at before. We've driven past it a million times. So let's stop in this little bar restaurant. They had the brand new Big Buck. They had the brand new Golden Tee set up. And on that Big Buck, they had this commercial playing on that thing over and over, the attract mode, and was for the upcoming tournament. I'm like, what is all this crap? I'm watching it. It's playing, and it says, register now to play, to be able to compete on the next tournament coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm like, if it's legit, I'll check when I get home, because I don't have any internet here on my phone. I'll check when I get home, and if it's legit, I'll run down to Dave & Buster's or whatever, and I'll register down there. No big deal. So I run home. Turns out that that's the only cabinet within like 200 miles of my area. Wow. It's like the newest one, the reloaded version. Yep. It's the newest one that you have, the only one that you can online that you can register on. So I missed my moment right there to register. I could have done it, and been, if I was good enough. It's not like I'm going to play and just register instantly, but and get a good enough score. But I had a chance right then that I could have, right? Yeah. But hey, whatever. But next time, right? Next year, I'll definitely give her a run. But yeah. But that's the thing. It's one of those games that if you watch how fun it is when two people are playing, because whenever you're playing against each other, you can steal that trophy from the other person. Right. So if you get the better shot than the other guy, then you get the kill. So it's really a really competitive and super fun. There was this bonus game where you're trying to shoot the salmon, and it was the one with the girl and the guy competing, and she was snapping those fish, and he was trying his best, and the fish will glow the color of the person that actually kills it, and it was orange, and you could see the green checks all around it. He's trying to hit it. It's really fun to watch. It really is. And so I'm really excited to get involved in it. I really am, because it looks like it's a really fun thing to be in. Just a really fun family atmosphere. And it's this year is up in Chicago in a bar called Joe's Bar on Weed Street.
On Weed Street.
Supposedly a 150-year-old bar up there. So nice. And it's a family situation, supposedly. All Wade day. Street. Yeah. It's interesting. I'd love to see what's going on. I'm supposed to be up in Portland the week before, so there's no way I'm going to swing Portland and then Chicago the week after. So it's going to be one or the other, I will tell you that much. So we'll see what I'm going to be able to do, if I can do either.
Yeah.
It's really a tough time of year for me right then, but we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, I was looking a little more, because I saw the Big Buck Hunter Reloaded last night, and then it came out in 2020, and was looking at some of the stuff with it, and I was just blown away. I think I'm maybe less kind of like shocked about Big Buck Hunter now that I've had like some time to think about it. It's been like 24 hours since I've talked to you, but the Golden Tee stuff. All right, this new one. If you want like the full cabinet, like all one go is like $7,000 for this new Golden Tee. I don't know anything about like new arcade setups, but this doesn't even come with the TV. You don't even get the TV with it. That seems like very expensive for a Golden Tee.
Yeah, but it's very popular, like in my area. So
yeah.
Like all the bars have it.
That's a commercial unit. Yeah. It's made to make money. Yeah. It's designed to make money, not just sit in your house. So that's what you're supposed to do with it. Sit it there and generate income for you.
Right.
Yes.
Now if you look at the other Raw Thrills equipment, you're looking at $16,000, $20,000 for stuff. You look at the Jurassic Park stuff. Yeah. That's $16,000. So they'll sit units, man. The Halo unit, that's 26K. It gets expensive really, really, really quick. You look at a Dave and Buster's setup, they're looking at 150, 200K instantly for their show floor.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, it gets expensive really quickly. But the thing is, like I said, that stuff's designed to make you money, and it really can. Now, if you watch this year's Golden Tee World Championship, it was done in Nashville. That bar bought like 30 of those cabinets, of those Golden Tee cabinets.
Wow.
They just bought them like that weekend, set them all up, and then did the tournament, and then sold them all the next week. Just flipped them all the next week.
Wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
that's insane.
Yeah, so there's a whole other market for it. I don't know. And I guess if you think about it, you could maybe have the guys who won sign them and maybe make them worth a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's professional Golden Tee player.
One thing, that's like one thing that we love in this whole like community. There's so many different like little communities within this overall like gaming community, and we all just like get along, we all have a blast, we all understand one another. Back in the day, like this stuff was like like the nerdy people, but now there's like such a huge market for it. There's so many different people out there who are like into this stuff, just your average everyday Joe person, like going out there playing these games, competing in this stuff, having the stuff in their house now, and it just seems normal. Like it's not, anything crazy or out there. Like it's definitely normalized. So
everybody's got a cell phone now, right? So everybody's a nerd now. It's not like back in the day where you had to have
such a good way to put it. Such a good way to put it.
Computer to be a nerd, right?
Yeah.
Now everybody's got one, so Hey, if you had a calculator back in the day, you're a nerd. Now everybody's got one, right?
With my pocket protector and everything back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you probably still have one, don't you?
I do. It's lying around somewhere. I should whip that back out. It's in style now. Everything's coming back in style. It's a rotating door. That stuff. That's a whole other.
It really is, though. Clothing, something, mullets. I'm telling you, anything and everything is coming back. So, whether it should or shouldn't.
No, really. I mean, the what is it? The Vipers, the glasses.
The pit Vipers, the mullet.
Drips.
Yeah. We were talking, this will be out in a few weeks, but we were talking last night when we were recording another podcast about when I was a kid, Champion was like a poor person's brand. Like I would get made fun of at school for wearing Champion all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very, very cheap.
Wasn't it Kmart?
Yeah, I mean, you could get it at Walmart, you could get it at Kmart. It was at all those Target. Actually, we had never went to Target. I'm sorry. Target was like a little bit classier. We didn't we had to travel for one.
Yeah, that was high end.
Yeah, it really was too. I mean, like now, like people would never say that, but like it really was. Like to go to a Target, I maybe went like 3 times as a kid ever.
It's still classy. They have Starbucks, okay? They have cup holders in their carts.
They do.
For your Starbucks. They do.
You're right. She's right.
Yeah. Still a step above Walmart. But I still go to Walmart, okay?
I think I still buy more at Walmart these days. But yeah, just like things come full circle. Like there are not only is Champion like a Nike now for kids. Like kids want Champion. It's also like as expensive, if not more expensive in some regards with Champion stuff now. It's like if you guys know like who Supreme is, like they do these like drops like Supreme. So it's like a very, up there thing now. Right up there with Nike and Under Armour and all those guys. Well, anyway, like some of that stuff has come back around. So like we were looking and like some of the clothes I had as a kid are like worth money now. Like they have the adult versions. They always did it this way. Like the kids all the way up to adults. So for like guys, they had all of it. Everything from, whatever 3 years old up to like adults. Like you could see the line of everything they had. It's just crazy. Like everything comes back around full circle, becomes popular again, gets some sort of relevance. I think it's just generations as they get older, they get interested in stuff again. It revives things. I think the nostalgia is like a huge, and that wasn't even like, I can't even remember that being a word that was really used
No.
it's even 15 years ago. Like, I don't remember saying nostalgia or, like,
Well, your parents were buying stuff from the 50s, and now we're looking for stuff from the 70s and 80s, and then
yeah.
and our kids are looking for stuff from the 90s. I'll tell you that. My kid is looking for stuff from the 80s and stuff. She loves the buying records and Metallica and Megadeth and all that stuff. And
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things really injected that into that into that genre or into that generation of kids.
Yeah.
It's amazing how just that one show did that. It's amazing.
It's crazy. And I still not even watched that season, and I know the impact that has had. Lars and all those guys have talked about the impact of that and their sales and just like their concert attendance is like, like young kids and not even just like, kids with parents, like young teenagers that aren't with parents now interested all the way up to, people in their 70s that may have been like 30 when they discovered Metallica or, like 30, 40, whatever. A huge age range. I love it. I think it's great. Great.
Yeah,
it revives the interest in the genre. Sorry.
Yeah, they even take note of it too when you're at their concerts. Because I went a couple years back, and they were like, "How many people have seen us before?" And then, like, quite a few people raised their hand, and then they said, "Whose first time is it?" And then we're all like raising our hand, and they're like, "You mean to tell us we have to tour for another 30 years?" And we're like, "Yeah." Like, obviously, like, age is going to take over at some point, but, like, we're all just, like, hyped up, like, yeah. And they were just cracking up, like, the whole time, cheering everyone on, and, like, it just made, like, the whole evening. Like, it set the whole tone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. It's cool, but kind of to go back to this a little bit, have you dove more into the Golden Tee stuff as far as like checking out I know you sent me some stuff last night. Like, would you be interested in doing like the tournament stuff with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I plan on getting into that stuff. Actually, I'm going to get into the Golden Tee and the Big Buck this year.
Yeah.
24. I definitely plan on getting into both of them. I don't plan on ranking anywhere, but I definitely am going to try.
I'm
you never know, though. You never know.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy any cabinets, but I'm going to play on them and try to rank. Like I said, that one bar, they're awesome. You just have your phone, you have a QR code, you run your QR code on it, it hooks up your account, and you play, and it sends your scores in. That's it. And yeah, with the tournament, you play the certain map or whatever, and it will send it in automatically. That's it. I mean, it's so cool. It's so freaking cool. So why not? Right? Why not do it? It's so easy now. Why not compete? So I'm going to, and I'm going to start looking at who the players are. I'm going to start watching these guys, what they're doing, why they're so good. I started watching last night. I started watching some of the old videos of some of the old tournaments, how they're playing, and it's interesting how they're shooting, how they're reloading. I watched the Golden Tee guys. Yeah. They will roll the ball with their thumbs like this, both their thumbs like this to roll straight. And so with one hand, they'll put their hands like this and they'll roll it with both thumbs at the same time to make it go perfectly straight. So that's a good idea. So I went over to my Golden Tee cabinet. And I said, "Holy crap, that works really well!"
Wow, like little things you can learn.
Does anybody grease the ball? Like do anything like that?
I didn't see anything like that.
On their hands.
Yeah, like like people do anything to try to make themselves better. Exactly.
There's probably probably. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff like that going on. I would bet that there is. I would bet that there is.
They tailgating before these events.
Now, one thing that I did notice on the big, I bet there is that going on as well. Because when you watch these events, there's thousands of people there. This isn't just a
crazy.
going on? There's thousands of people at these.
Wow.
Wow.
I need to at least see this, like experience. I won't place or try it. I just want to go
I'm
there.
looking
As, like,
stuff up as we're talking about because I'm just
Yeah.
legitimately blown away, and like I would do this for fun. I would never try to, like you said,
Can you
rank
play a
at
video?
all.
Can you play a video setup?
Not at the moment, just because of the layout I'm using. But I am checking some stuff out over here, and I'm gonna have to find something where I've got to get that integrated in here so we can do that. I didn't even know we could do what you were doing earlier, which was having the video like over top of your camera. It's pretty cool.
And your camera.
Can you see that? Can you see my screen right there?
No.
I don't see anything.
Really?
No.
Oh, I see it on the fourth one.
Yeah, I've got it turned off because since I'm recording, I can't view it. But that's okay. I'm looking at stuff over here. I'm good. If you guys can see it,
you're always
totally
put a few
fine.
things in the description below for everyone watching and listening. We can have everything on the description below.
Yeah, that's a user error on us. We're gonna be changing some things up here soon. So
here, I can give you the link to this video here.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how to send it to you.
Just send it on Messenger. That's fine. I can actually I'll leave my phone right here so I can have a second thing to use here.
Okay, there you go.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, there's your all right. There's I should have sent you the video, the promo of the upcoming tournament, actually. That would have been smarter. Let me do that.
I am curious though. When I was looking at how there's these different iterations, they're technically new games every year. I know the one that they're playing right now for Big Buck Hunter is still reloaded, so I'm assuming they're adding content. But I'm wondering how many Big Buck Hunter and Golden Tee games there are. Actual
I'm
games.
curious to know
Because I own about 6 different Big Buck Hunter games, and I think 4 of them are on the Wii. Something like that.
When it comes to the arcades, there's not that many. There's maybe about a dozen.
Okay.
They just keep updating the old cabinets. So the last cabinet was the Wild cabinet that Dave and Buster's currently has. They just updated that to the Reloaded. They just throw a new PC in it and update the marquee and stuff.
Don't they have a zombies one?
Yes, and that's on that.
Yeah.
Reloaded. They got zombies. They got Terminator on that. It's so cool. They got zombies deer as well. Zombie deers as well. So
I think I've seen or played a couple of those. There's this arcade at our ocean that's a few hours away, and they had one of those, and I was just like, "Wow, what is this world coming to? This is crazy."
This championship, this is crazy.
Man, this is about to be a whole new thing. You heard it here first. We are going to be competitors. We are going to, watch all of this stuff, be spectators. This is a new sport since Brandon's really into sports. This is going to be great.
Can you show my screen? This other one here? Are you able to show that one?
Can you see it, Brandy?
Let me see. Yeah, I can see it.
I wonder if everybody else can.
No, nothing on there. It won't.
Okay. Yeah. Oh well. Unfortunately, it shows all the tournament stuff.
Next time you come around, and we can probably overlay some stuff on here too, but we'll definitely put these that you just sent me in the description.
Yeah, so pretty much it's just the their website showing the different championships. So you'll see a bunch of people and they're holding up everything. It shows Joe's Bar live. And it talks about the 2023 Big Buck World Championship, how the tournament works, the full prize pool. So there are prizes. How can I qualify to compete? So they just have all of this helpful information on here. So we'll have to make sure that
I'm glad you were reading that because I almost ignored any audio listeners with any of that. That would have been not.
Yeah, we do have audio listeners.
We are.
I'm trying to help y'all out. So I appreciate it, and I'm mindful of y'all. We do thank you.
This year, last year standing goes home with $20,000.
Whoa! Big Buck Hunter just got their 800th 113th subscriber on YouTube.
Awesome.
That's
so
crazy. Cool. Could you imagine, like, you just playing video games, things that you love, and you get to walk away with 20 grand? I mean, that sounds like a win in my book.
That was like only in the Wizard when we were kids. Like, that wasn't a thing. Like, it what that was going on, but like, man, around here that felt like you know, we were not in Kansas anymore. I don't know. It was like not. It felt non-existent.
Well, you're not in Kansas.
It's one of those things. I mean, if you picked a few different games, you could totally be a pro at game playing. You could do nothing but just play games. You know.
Yeah, your full-time job.
Even then, I don't know if I could do that for fun. But man, the competitive. So when you get into like the circuit of like the crazy stuff where people are playing, you know, 10, 12 hours a day with Call of Duty and stuff, I would never, ever, ever want to do that. I have seen people do it. I know people that were doing that sort of stuff and playing in tournaments and traveling. Like, that part was fun, but people, you just get that grind of that with 12 hours a day on that game. Like, you can only play that game, and games are no longer fun for you. You don't experience
anything else.
Yeah, the same game.
And it becomes like a chore at that point. You know, like, we do YouTube and social media and content creation. We do that stuff for fun. This is like our escape. We like to play games for fun. You know, sometimes we can get competitive, but it's at like a much lower, you know, scale. Like, I'm happy just beating like family members who never play games. And that is good enough for me.
I love to see it, though. Don't get me wrong. I just know that everybody that's ever done it or been involved with any of that, and I'm talking, you know, the fighting game scene, but mostly like the Call of Duty, the first-person shooters, the Counter-Strikes, all that stuff, like the MOBAs, those whatever, the big League of Legends, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
No thanks. I'm out. I don't even like to watch it, if I'm being honest with you, any of that. The fighting games, I like to watch that. I'm just being truthful. I don't... Competitive Call of Duty, I could care less. Like, for me, I don't think it's fun to watch people play that. But something right here where you have to aim an object and like, do, like, physical... you know what I mean? Like, that's cool. This is something I could have never imagined, like, in 1,000 years. It's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
It's very, very neat.
In 1,000 years, though?
Probably not.
Yeah, get on there with some of the tournaments, man. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check some of that out. Maybe we could do a video or something on it for everyone who is watching and who wants to know a little bit more about it. I mean, we love the arcade scene. We have like a whole love-hate relationship with Arcade 1-Up and some of the others. So it's just, you know, we see the pros and the cons of real versus, you know, some of these other ones, and we talk about this stuff all the time. So this might be something where, you know, we do a little bit more of a deep dive and learn to appreciate some more things, you know?
I'd love to check it out. I'd certainly be interested in, like, if we could get to a location that has one of these new ones that is up to date, like the Reloaded or the PGA Tour, I assume is the new one for Golden Tee. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be all over that. I think it's neat.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
Definitely. Well, we appreciate having you on. It's been a great show, and we're gonna have you on again. I know, talk about your show as well, the live. So we'll definitely coordinate some other stuff and drop your.
Where can everyone find you again?
You can find me on Old School Gamer Live. Find us on our website, oldschoolgamer.com. Old School Gamer Magazine is our home, and we are the companion live stream to Old School Gamer Magazine. So check us out over there, oldschoolgamer.com, and get yourself a free subscription over there to Old School Gamer Magazine, or go all out and get yourself a print subscription to Old School Gamer Magazine. We ship worldwide. So if you live in the US or you live in Canada or you live in South Africa or even Australia, we ship to you through Amazon Press. We are very excited about that. We just started that this year. We are able to ship worldwide now. So like I said, very excited about it. And it is full color, full gloss. And we were not expecting it to be full gloss. It was supposed to be gloss cover with matte inside.
Yeah.
but it is full gloss, so it's much nicer than we were expecting it. So we're very excited about it, and check us all out, guys. Old School Gamer Magazine and Old School Gamer Live, and also check me out at uplayarcade.com for all your home arcade accessories.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have to check out some of that stuff. And we appreciate everyone who is watching this and paying attention to all of the amazing things that we also learned a little bit more about. And if you guys have competed or been to any of these events, please let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear your experience and everything else that you guys, might have explored with all of this.
Definitely appreciate it. Everybody have a good night, and we'll have everything below.